What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Review Space, and in this episode we are taking a look at the last Airbender movie action figure Aang Avatar State. Let's do this! Alrighty, so this is the last Airbender action figure. Alright, so this figure is from the last Airbender film, which was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, from 2010, Paramount Pictures. And the thing is, I haven't seen the movie, I haven't seen it yet, so I really can't say anything about the film, whether it's good or not. I know that a lot of people have panned it, heavily criticized by fans and critics alike, so I really have no future plans of watching this film. But right now we are going to take a look at the figure, the Aang Avatar State. First of all, I got this from Toys R Us. Yes, of course. It was actually on sale. It was one of those, not quite bargain bin, but it was definitely a marked down price, It was around, gosh, it was only like $3, upwards of $3. So they definitely want to, get rid of some of these because they have a bunch of the Avatar figures from the film, and looks like they're not selling that well. So, but let's take a closer look at the packaging. All right. So here you have, the last Airbender. You got the picture of Aang, the actor who plays Aang, 5 years and up. Really not. I will say this time and time again. I really don't get the suggested years. The age limit. Some figures would be 3 and up. Some figures would be 4 and up. This one in particular is 5 and up. But I don't see too many small parts. Like I've seen figures that are 4 and up that have way smaller parts. It's just weird. It's just, yeah, honestly, it says 5 years and up over here, but then if you look closer here, a choking hazard, warning, small parts, not for children under 3 years. So there's definitely some kind of, well, confusion there, not suggest it's not for children under 3 years, and then you have 5 years and up over here. So it's like, which one is it, dude? Is it 5 years or is it 3 years? It's kind of a really rather large packaging. It's from Spin Master, a company called Spin Master. So it's not Hasbro or Mattel or any of those companies. It's from a company I've never really heard of them before, so I'm not familiar with that company. So now, how large is this actual box, first of all? It's, let's see, inches, 8 inches, 9 inches, 9 inches. It's freaking 9 inches. Wow, it's a 9-inch in height, and it is rather large for considering how small the figure is, this figure isn't big. This is definitely less than, the typical 3-inch, 3/4 figure, like a G.I. Joe or something. And then measuring it from over here, it's only 3 inches tall, not a big figure at all, very tiny actually. A 3-inch figure in a 9-inch box. I don't know, it seems like a big waste of cardboard. It's a carded figure. This is gonna be a carded review, by the way. Really no plans of opening it right now. And if you take a look at the side view, look at that. Check that out. All that space behind him, and just he's encased in this rather large hollow plastic. And it's like, wow. How much space can you possibly need? You could have added a lot more accessories. You could have added some kind of, I don't know, other things like cards or stickers or anything like that. But, very, very basic figure. You really don't, you're not getting a lot here. Highly articulated right here. Now before we go in depth with the figure, let's take a look at the back. Yep. Basic stuff here. You just got, some of the figures available in the collection. The fighting is fierce. The adventure is grand. Relive it all. Alrighty. Collect them all. Aang in Avatar State, which is the one that we have. Zuko. I saw Zuko too. I saw these three actually. Blue Spirit. I have no idea what that is. I don't recognize that from the cartoons. So that could be a brand new character introduced in the movie. And then you got Sokka, which I will admit that doesn't look like Sokka from the cartoons either. That looks like he's a lot lighter skinned, so he looks more like a Caucasian looking. But in the cartoons, he has a darker skin tone. You know, Zuko the same way. I've always felt that Zuko was more Oriental. He was more of an Asian character. Certainly the character design, like his eyes are slanted, you know what I mean? You know, in the movie, and you know, this figure, Zuko's figure, his design, his actor, the person who portrays him, looks more, you know, non-Asian. He's not Asiatic. He's a bit more, I don't want to say European. He could be, but he's darker skinned, you know, like almost like he's from India or something like that, like Middle Eastern-ish. Now this could be just one of those sample things where they only show like, you know, 5 figures, but there's like 9 figures in the collection. But I was wondering if they had what's her name? The female, the sister of Sokka, Aang's love interest in the cartoons. She's rather popular too. So I'm kind of surprised that her figure isn't like featured on this advertisement here. And then you got Aang over here. Aang doesn't look too bad. You know, the actor who portrays him, he looks alright. I mean, or you know, his name you would kind of imagine, you know, his name is Aang, and it sounds more Oriental, like an Asian person or something like that. Maybe a Buddhist monk, a Chinese Buddhist monk or something. But because he has really wide eyes, you just never really know what his ethnicity is. But this, you know, I don't know the ethnicity of this kid, the kid who portrays him in the movie. So, but he does look kind of cool. You know, he doesn't look too bad. He kind of looks like Aang himself. So who knows? Maybe he could be of mixed ethnicity. I don't know. Alright, so taking further look at this, 2010 Paramount Pictures, 2009 Spin Master, made in China, and yeah, not much else to say. Very basic back design. Oh, they got, they even have like the flags, like the icons and stuff like that, like the Land of the Wind or something. You got the fire, you know, water, I'm sure is somewhere over there. Alright, now taking a look at the figure, let's check it out. So, of course, it's Aang in his avatar state, so his eyes are actually, he doesn't have the, you know, pupils or anything, he's got just white, blank eyes in his, you know, enraged, or is he enraged in the avatar state? He loses himself, you know, he kind of goes into a trance or something, in a trance-like state when he becomes Avatar. And I think the biggest selling point for me was the reason I purchased this over the other figures, over Zuko and the Aang with the staff and his little monkey-looking friend. What was his name again? That monkey dude who could kind of fly? This thing, this item, this accessory right here, kind of he can fly with this thing, like he would glide with this thing. It's kind of cool, actually. I really like the design of it. It's got pretty good detail. It looks plasticky. It looks well, it looks like the thing from the cartoon, right? It looks like the item that he uses in the cartoon. And that's the main reason why I got this instead of the other figures. It really reminds me, instead of the movie, it reminds me of the cartoon. Classic Nickelodeon series, awesome. Love the cartoon. I used to watch that cartoon every freaking week, man. It would air at Saturdays on YTV, and I love that show. Yeah, definitely one of the best cartoons from the 2000s. Yeah, I mean, it does say highly articulated. It looks like you can move his hands, you can move his hands, his arm. I'm sure you can, you know, twist his head. You can move his legs. And you can even move his foot, you know. So there is articulation on his body, which is nice. Which is, you know, it's great to have. He's not one of these stiff little figures, but you know, because he is so tiny, definitely they can afford to make him a lot more articulated. So, you know, it's a really tiny figure, you guys. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a 3-inch figure with one cool accessory. It's only about $3 on sale. I think it was originally, they were originally trying to sell it for like $8 or something like that, marked down. And oh my goodness, it's just way too expensive if you buy it at full price. But I would say that, you know, if you are a fan of Avatar, and not necessarily the movie, but if you like Avatar, the Last Airbender cartoon show, certainly go try and go pick this up. I mean, it's a great looking figure, considering that, you know, it was on sale. It's got this cool accessory here that he uses to fly. It looks like Aang from the cartoon. So yeah, I mean, it really is. It's a pretty cool. You know, I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. Go and pick it up. Alright, so this has been another episode of the Review Space. Thank you for watching. There's going to be a lot more reviews to come, a lot more action figures in particular. And hey, you know, just subscribe, comment. So definitely stay tuned. This is the Review Space. Ciao!